Hello, everyone. As we all know, digital twin technology is set to be the next powerful tool for engineers, connecting both physical and virtual worlds. And today we have an opportunity to interact with Sheena, who's an accomplished leader with a record of achievements in helping engineering companies digitally transform. Presently, she is the director with Bentley Services iTwin platform as development, and has also been featured in CRN's Women of the Channel 4 times. Welcome, Sheena, and thank you for allowing us to interact and learn from you today.
Thank you so
To
much.
introduce
Happy to be here.
myself, to introduce myself, my name is Charan. I'm a current PhD student at NYU Center for Urban Science, and my research interest has been in urban utilities, underground urban utilities. I'm also joined by Haris, who is pursuing an MS in Computer Science, Geospatial Analytics from Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management, Kerala, India. Thank you, Haris, for joining us.
Thank you, Charan.
Sheena, we are very excited to hear from you today. Can you share about digital twins and iTwin platforms? We'd love to learn more about it.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much again. My name is Sheena Gaynes, and I'm the Director of Business Development and Partnerships for the iTwin platform. And I'm responsible for our iTwin developer ecosystem. So working with organizations that are consuming our iTwin platform services to create bespoke applications and take those solutions to market. So the opportunity that we see for a digital twin is to provide a way of bringing in all this siloed information together and keeping it up to date to keep a single source of truth for an asset. And this information can then be made web accessible, so it can be accessed anywhere by anyone at any time. And the way that a digital twin can be utilized is really up to you in your specific use case. The more we think about the built asset, there's a life cycle associated with it, and across all the different types of infrastructure, roads, bridges, buildings, and plants, just to name a few. And that life cycle starts with concept and planning into design engineering and construction, and finally moving into that operations and maintenance phase. And we see this as not a linear process, but really it's a loop. It's a living entity that can be constantly improved as you add more data to it. And Bentley also has solutions that are off the shelf and powered by the iTwin platform, such as Plant Site, Water Site, Tower Site, Synchro, just to name a few. And we recognize that it's not possible for us alone to create digital twins for all of these needs. We recognize the need for an open ecosystem of developers that can use a common digital twin to help create solutions and fill those gaps in the market. So the iTwin platform delivers an open development ecosystem and a scalable platform as a service that helps developers create and connect the digital model with real-world entities and processes. And we empower developers to create and bring to the market innovative digital twin solutions. And the platform takes care of back-end concerns such as security, infrastructure, data integration. And the iTwin platform is built with iTwin.js as a core component, which is an open source programming library where you can enable developers to build front-end and back-end applications for digital twins, including the ability to align access, visualize data, and synchronize data. So one of our core competencies is being able to bring in all this disparate engineering data. And as you can see, we have a lot of our own applications where we're doing the design engineering work. But there is a large third-party economy, whether it's Autodesk, Aviva, Intergraph, or interchange formats like IFC, LandXML, or shapefiles. And as we talk about having this open digital twin and an ecosystem, Again, we don't believe that one vendor can do everything. We truly believe that you need to be able to pull all this disparate information together into a common digital twin to be successful. So you can see here that all these, different modules create the digital twin. You can synchronize, federate, and manage reality models. And then there's an overall data management layer on top of that. And you can interact with the digital twin through our visualization, reporting, authoring, and administration. And some of our more advanced workflows are version comparison, clash detection, and issue management. We also have AI ML capabilities. And again, all of this is being done via our platform as a service, the iTwin platform, where we're not just giving you those different building blocks, but we're giving you the infrastructure needed to run it. And this allows developers to focus on their core competencies while the platform takes care of those back-end concerns and helps you on-ramp towards building those applications. So what are developers building on the iTwin platform? So there's a lot you can do with the platform. We have connectors, front-end and back-end applications that can be created. But where I see a lot of interest recently and a lot of opportunity in the market is around these integration with game engines like Unity and Unreal. And for the iTwin platform, those gaming engines help provide enhanced visualization capabilities and workflows, of course. So I mentioned earlier, my team in particular, we work with a lot of different companies for the iTwin platform, independent software vendors, digital integrators, consultants, ISVs, engineering firms, and it spans across various industries within infrastructure. So you can see a lot of logos up on the screen, and their use cases are wildly different, and I'll talk about a few in just a moment. But as you can see, again, we're really building out this ecosystem of partners and developers and engineering firms that are utilizing the platform to fill those gaps in the market. So these are some snippets from actual partners that are utilizing the iTwin platform. So we have a company up here for P&ID, Agile Handover. They allow project delivery teams to optimize the handover process from projects to operations, and it helps with maintenance and increased confidence in that handover quality. We also have a system integrator over here in that smart building square. That's Wipro, and they helped manage occupant health and safety office space usage and equipment performance in a digital twin that they created. And lastly, I have others such as ClimateTwin. Their solution is all around climate risk and being able to analyze that data and connecting to various types of data. So really cool stuff that we see, again, a wide variety of use cases, but it's really exciting to see our partner ecosystem grow. So how do you get started and what resources are available? We offer an iTwin developer accreditation course. This is the associate level. There's no cost to that. And here you can learn about digital twins and how to utilize the iTwin platform. And by the end of the course, you'll actually be able to build the smart home example and pull in IoT sensor data and add decorators and things like that. So it's a really great fundamental training to become familiar with the iTwin platform. And the course is designed for developers with, a knowledge of JavaScript, TypeScript, and React. It takes about 4 hours to complete this. And again, there's no cost. And at the end of the course, you'll actually receive this Credly badge that you can highlight on LinkedIn and other areas to showcase your achievement. We've also added a couple of other courses, which I'll talk about later, but really exciting as we build out this, library of resources for our developers so they can get started quickly and they don't have to wait for anyone. They can go ahead and get their hands on all of these samples and tutorials and get that exposure. So in closing today, I welcome you to visit developer.bentley.com to start creating digital twin applications. We have a trial tier, and that allows you to build a proof of concept and access our API and SDK library. And under documentation, you'll find the samples, tutorials, everything you need to get started. And we also have a support section, so you can actually talk to our software developers through our GitHub community and get answers to your questions and interact with other developers that are not actual Bentley employees. So it's a great opportunity to, share knowledge. And again, you might learn something that you didn't already know. And yeah, so go and sign up today. I really welcome you to do the initial exploration. And then, of course, our team is here to help guide developers along in their journey. And I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Sheena. It was very insightful. I cannot think about asking these things. So what is this difference between platform as a service versus software as a service?
Yeah, software as a service is, I think of it as on-demand access to software that's ready to use. So think about a software that you would purchase and be able to use it instantly, and it performs exactly as described out of the box. Then a platform as a service, this is really on-demand access to a complete ready-to-use cloud-hosted platform for developing, running, maintaining, and managing applications. So I think about again, I mentioned earlier in my presentation, those building blocks and being able to have the ability to use APIs to create custom workflows and solutions, or having the ability to enhance or integrate an existing software application that a company might have already developed.
Got it. So it's mostly like crowdsourcing the resources as well from the community, not just giving just a software and trying to make it use. I think it's a very new initiative compared to what Bentley was previously doing. Good to know that. So what do you generally recommend someone who just wants to embark on this career in digital twins as a software development or using digital twins?
Yeah, digital twins has many different definitions, especially as it's become such a hot topic. So we hear this as really a buzzword, right? And due to this, there's really not a one size fits all for the knowledge base or skill set required to work in this space. But I do recommend having an understanding of architecture, engineering, construction. That's a good start. And having a fundamental understanding of IoT data, GIS, BIM, AIML, AR/VR, and reality data is definitely helpful. And it's really important to have soft skills too, such as communication, team building, conflict resolution, critical thinking. Being able to adapt to change is really crucial for navigating this ever-evolving industry. And I believe that having exposure and those hands-on opportunities on both the technical and business sides are paramount in enhancing your professional experience. Really getting in there, diving in and learning as you go is important. And the last thing I'll say is also having good mentors, again, from different areas of a business, different levels of expertise can really help you grow because you never know where you'll learn something along the way.
Good to know that. Haris, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Sheena. It was a wonderful presentation and it was really insightful. We have heard a lot of, technical questions and answers, very insightful things. So you just mentioned regarding the soft skill side. That's just want to explore a little bit more about that topic. For people, there will, of course, there will be so many people aspiring to follow this digital twin technology side. So if they want a career in technology in general, let it be business or technical, what do you recommend from your expertise? We are very keen to hear. This will be really helpful for the young people aspiring for a career in this technical side. So if you could recommend some publications, webinars, podcasts, books, those kind of things. I'm looking for some detailed explanation, what you just mentioned.
Absolutely. So I think taking advantage of free courses that are out there on the internet, there's so much now as development and digital twins. There's a lot of resources. So I would recommend looking at Udemy, LinkedIn, Coursera, or Masterclass. Again, are just some of the organizations that have a vast library of resources, whether that's business or technical. Another interesting one tying in directly to digital twins is the Peggy Smedley Show is a podcast run by Peggy Smedley. And she's actually a tech journalist and sustainability influencer. And she often talks about digital twins in her podcast. So in December of 2021, my manager and I actually had the opportunity to present in one of her podcasts and talk about digital twins and the opportunities that we see in the market. So that was really exciting. I like to follow her. The Digital Twin Consortium is an organization that's another great resource. They help drive awareness, adoption, interoperability, and development of digital twin technology and terminology. So Bentley Systems is actually a member of the consortium. Tying into Bentley, Bentley also has an education portal that provides students and educators with free access to Bentley software to help create amazing infrastructure digital twins. And specific to the iTwin platform, we do have a YouTube channel, and that has recorded webinars, tutorials, real use cases from our partners that you saw just a little bit ago, and our accreditation courses. So I think there's so much out there to get your hands on that have been made available, and seizing those opportunities will really be key in helping to get the exposure you need. But of course, coming back, it definitely takes a lot of hands-on knowledge and mentorship to truly understand the space. And I will say too, I don't think we never know it all, right? Where we're constantly learning, constantly there are things that come across my desk where you have to figure it out and pull in the subject matter experts. So I believe there are no silly questions.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. That is like a lot of information for the keen minds to follow. I think people would have already noted these points and they would be following it. Another thing is like another important aspect I just want to mention is like the global alliances. You have already shown in your presentation one full slide. There are so many partners and those kind of people. It's a very important factor in such a technological world. So see, if somebody is wants to become a partner, you just want to follow this path. What are the skills and preparations you recommend for this kind of people if somebody wants to be a partner?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have built 4 global partner programs for various software companies that have been recognized by CRM, and that's something I take great pride in. And when I started working for these software vendors and promoting partnerships, the concept was around, but it wasn't as well received or understood like it is today. And oftentimes partners were kind of seen as competition. And, now there's a vast community of partner groups promoting, this type of concept. And most hardware and software companies have adopted this practice. So I think everybody's seen it's better to work together and collaborate. And on a daily basis, I'm working, again, with these independent software vendors, engineering firms, you name it. And they're all unique in how they go to market and approach clients. And I recommend learning about each one, if somebody's interested in global alliances and partnerships. And I'm really passionate about working with our partners, helping to create these joint solutions and offerings that really highlight the relationship. And it's really exciting for me to see these, come from inception and, move into, see them through to fruition. I also suggest taking a look at some of your favorite software vendors. Most will have some version of a partner program that describes where they see the most synergies. And the iTwin platform in particular, we have our iTwin partner program. And this program was developed to do exactly that. Add value to our partners who want to enhance their offerings through our iTwin platform services. or build something new and take it to market and accelerate their development. And while receiving, the assistance and us helping to amplify their messaging through those programs.
Thanks a lot, Sheena, for the detailed explanation. And I hope all the people watching this one will be very keen to know. Okay. And another thing, coming to another question, I'm coming to another question that is actually one of your roles, like business development side. And most of us knows that you are working on the business development side as well. So how does that apply to the iTwin platform and working with developers? Could you please shed some light on that part as well? It would be really good to know.
Yes. So I see business development as cultivating new partnerships, pursuing strategic opportunities, identifying new markets, and engaging with end users. So there's so many moving pieces that make up an ecosystem, whether it's a developer ecosystem, partner ecosystem, or both. Again, ecosystems is a very broad term. But on the iTwin platform team, we like to say that not one vendor can do it alone when it comes to digital twins. Many vendors play a role because the digital twin is constantly evolving and being contributed to. And I feel like that holds true with a business development role. Working together with organizations and collaborating is key for all parties to be successful. And similar to a developer mindset, they must tap into different knowledge bases and utilize that developer community to continue to make things better and grow. So I see business development as this overarching, all-encompassing opportunity to really interact with all, business units within a company, all types of roles, and really have an impact. So it's exciting.
Thanks a lot, Sheena. Over to you, Charan.
Sheena, I have been working in this space for a good amount of time, I would say. I've been researching quite a lot on digital twins and its usage. The barrier I see in digital twins is there is a lot of data shortcomings. Like there is not much of data which in a 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional space, which we keep in these digital twins. There are private firms which have this, but I work with the government agencies, city governments and such places. So is Bentley working towards creating these unique data sets? For example, just to give an example of it, Google Earth Engine has this complete world data sets of 3-dimensional investments. Google Earth has something. Is Bentley working towards something in that direction just to provide it to the public vendors?
Yeah, for the iTwin platform in particular, what we're trying to do is allow users to, manage all that disparate data and take advantage of our platform and those building blocks to create, like you say, these full solutions. So, handling that entire life cycle management of an asset, that's what the platform seeks to do. And being able to handle all this various data, that's where we really shine. So that's where the platform can help. And then, of course, Bentley has off-the-shelf products around digital twins that play in different industries where, out of the box, there's different things like, plant site synchro and a water site, for example.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I'll start exploring the iTwin platform right away. And what do you suggest? What are the resources that are available for me today, other than what was mentioned in the presentation? Are there any other resources you would want to tell us?
Yeah, when you sign up for the free 90-day trial, you go on to developer.bentley.com. You can access our entire API and SDK library, so visualization, synchronization. The best place to start, probably, especially as you're entering this space and coming out of school, would be to look at our quick start. So we've got a quick start that helps you add widgets, utilize our viewer, and that really walks you through every single step. And then, of course, we've got samples and tutorials that are open source, so you can go and access that today, start playing around with things, use our sandbox. And then the accreditation, that's a given. That'll definitely help you ramp up quickly. There's a lot of materials built around it. And what we had in mind was this associate level course could also be applicable to somebody on the business side. So you could go through it even if you're not a developer, such as myself. I didn't go to school for development. And, so we wanted to make this accessible to everybody to have that fundamental understanding. And then also through our GitHub forum, it's really interesting to go in there. I look at that all the time because our software developers are answering live questions from, actual folks that are using this. And, the questions, it's really building out that library of, Q&A that others can learn from. And, the last thing I'll say, and I have to plug our developer conference that just took place. It was a really great session, hearing from our software developers and platform experts, but we had a lot of really great sessions and a live Q&A. I recommend, signing up for that and watching it on demand because we put a lot of work into it, and it was really exciting to, again, see some of our use cases too from our partners and how that really came to be. So definitely check that out.
Thank you, Sheena. It was pleasure talking to you. Thank you for the presentation and for the Bentley Systems for providing us these platforms and wonderful packages, which has enhanced engineering capabilities, I would say, in the world. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present the iTwin platform and tell you a little bit about, my history and how I came to be a Bentley. So hopefully it's insightful for students and instructors, and we'd love to hear from everybody. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out directly, and appreciate the time.
Thank you.